Hello everyone, and welcome back to my little corner of YouTube. I am going to do a little bit of a flip through and maybe some decorating today. I'm going to try to keep this video fairly short because my son is napping, and my goal is to make this video, drink my coffee, and then work out all before he wakes up. So let's dive in. This is the very first junk journal that I ever made. And I don't know if it comes through on camera, maybe a little bit, but this is actually a Lemonhead box. And I like that you can kind of see the color of the box here in the flowers, very slightly coming through, and then some of the lettering, because it's just a classic junk journal. Actually, on the back you can, I mean, if I were making this to sell, I definitely would have done something about that. You would have used the other side of the box, so that all of this color and lettering would have been here on the inside. But I didn't think of that. This was my first junk journal, and again, I wasn't making it to sell. It's just for me. And so I like that you can see that coming through because it is a junk journal. So as I flip through this, I will also talk about what is a junk journal. Well, let me enjoy a sip of coffee. A junk journal is kind of like a scrapbook, but instead of going and buying an album, you make it yourself. So I did some scrapbooking in middle school, and you would go and buy an album with blank pages. You would buy scrapbooking paper to decorate with, and stickers and other things, and then you would put your pictures in there, and maybe your ephemera, which is just a fancy word for travel memorabilia or even memorabilia from daily life. You go to a museum, you have a ticket, and if you're a hoarder of things like that, like I am, I have literally a whole box of travel ephemera, train tickets, travel maps, brochures from places, little shops that I didn't want to forget. So anything like that you would normally put in a scrapbook, you can put in a junk journal. The main difference between a scrapbook and a junk journal, again, is that you make it yourself. So like I said, this one is made out of a Lemonhead box. You can also use a macaroni box or a cereal box. Now, my next video on Thursday, I'm going to do another flip through of a journal that I made out of a macaroni box. So it's larger than this one. So essentially, the side of the box becomes the spine, front and back. You get it. So that's basically it. A junk journal is like a scrapbook, in simplest terms. It's like a scrapbook, but you make it yourself. So again, yeah, this is all, it's hand bound. It's one signature. A signature is, in bookbinding terms, it's a grouping of pages that are sewn or bound into the spine. So as you can see, all of these pages are just simply folded, and that is one signature. So because of the size of this box, I could have probably fit 2, maybe 3, but I just kept it simple, did 1. So first page layout. This is from an old book. I have several, what are they called? Reader's Digest books that I got from, I think, a thrift store that was getting rid of them. They weren't selling. So I went through and got, some cool images out of those. This is, I think, made from, so my signature cover and back, which I actually need to decorate this to cover some of this. This was a thank you card from not an Etsy shop, a seller. Well, maybe she had Etsy. I can't remember. I found her on Instagram and I bought one of her t-shirts, and this was the thank you card that she sent with the order, and I loved the design. And so I used it for this and made it a little belly band to save a picture. So with this journal, I wanted it to be almost like a photo album. So most of what I have in it right now is pictures. I haven't filled it up completely. As you can see, I have some writing space that I haven't used up. I was actually thinking about maybe putting some more stuff in it on camera so you can see kind of how to use it. So I was just gonna maybe, actually, I think all of these tickets are from the same trip. Now, tickets like this, you can turn them into something else. There are a million and one things you could do with them. You could put some scrapbooking paper over this, like use this as a base, put some scrapbooking paper over it and maybe a picture or a draw, or you can cover the back, use it as a little journal card. I like to not decorate these though, because the reason I keep them is to look back at them and remember, oh, May 7th, 2022, London King's Cross. And it just immediately sends me back to that trip. This was actually my first solo trip. We were living in Spain at the time, and I went to London by myself for, I don't know, like 5 days or so. So yeah, I'm not going to decorate this and cover it up because this is precious to me as it is. This was my train from Gatwick into the city because I flew, who did I fly with? I think this trip was EasyJet. I flew from Gibraltar to Gatwick, and yeah, so this is precious to me just as it is. Now, if you have tickets like that you have bought maybe online, or you know, like from an Etsy shop or something. Now, I'm gonna interrupt myself. You could add like a paper clip here to keep those in there safely. Actually, I think I'm gonna put these somewhere else because I don't trust them to not fall out. I'll put something else there. So yeah, if you've bought something like this for the purpose of just decorating with it in your journal, whether it's for personal use or something that you're selling, yeah, there's a million things you can do with those in terms of decorating. I think I'm just gonna throw a few of these plain tickets in here, just to make it a little bulkier and maybe they won't fall out. But yeah, these are some of my plain tickets from when I was actually looking at these before, when I was gathering all of these for this video. I don't know, October 11, this was not 2011, this was 2021, I'm pretty sure. I think this was when I came back home to visit. But I know one of these tickets was from when we moved to, I can't think. When we moved to Spain. I think that's what this one is. London to Jerez. I think this was from this was Ryanair. I think this was from our trip. Yeah, July. See, oh, this is so fun to me. Sorry, this is supposed to be a flip through / decorating, and I'm getting sidetracked just reliving all of these memories. But that's what a junk journal or scrapbook is for, right? It's to save these precious memories. It's a memory keeper. I don't know how well that's gonna hold, but we'll see. I can always add some washi tape or, like I said, a paper clip. And in here, I turned this book page into just a writing spot. Kind of, you can kind of see my first junk journal, nowhere near what I would like it to be, but it's good. It's a good first attempt. I think I have actually come quite a ways from this first attempt, as you will see in my video on Thursday. There's just a lot more that I've done in terms of decorating, and over time I'll probably add to this. You know, I could put a stamp here or a sticker. I can put some more embellishments in here. This is all blank. Now, for my personal preference and my use, I like to have a lot of writing spots and spots for pictures and tucks and stuff. So I intentionally left this blank so that I could put a picture here and do some writing, you know, like this is view from the Giralda Bell Tower. This is in Sevilla, Spain, or Seville, Spain. So I could put this here and then write about this. And actually, I think the day I took this, I was pregnant, and I went to the top of the tower with my mom. And if you've ever been there or watched a travel show about Seville that showed the Giralda Bell Tower, there's no elevator. It is, it's not even stairs. It's a ramp that goes up kind of like a spiral. It's a square tower. I think I have a picture of it. This is the Giralda Bell Tower. So it's squared, and so it's like a squared spiral. So there's a ramp, you know, that goes all the way up. I don't know how many steps it is, because it's, like I said, there's no steps. It's just a ramp. I think the estimated number of steps for the average height person is like, was it 1,000? I can't remember. It was insane, and I was pregnant, so I had to stop so many times along the way. I almost passed out. I'm surprised I made it. But anyways, yeah, so I could put this here and then write about it here in that spot. I think I'll actually leave that there to remind me to do that. I can even do this. This is actually just a like a frame that I got with a kit of what do you call it? I guess it was just all frames and stickers that you could, like sticker borders that you could put on Instax pictures. And I got like a whole kit of decorative things like that. Here are my dogs. This is Ray and Obi. I actually have another picture of Ray. This is from our backyard in Spain. This was actually 2 different yards. This was the second house we lived in, I think. Yeah, and this was the first house we lived in. We had to move because they were remodeling, but this was our first house. We actually adopted Obi in Spain, so this was his first home. So yeah, moving along. I could have gone into a little more detail about these pages. Again, these are from the Reader's Digest books. This is from a magazine. This is just, I think this was a coffee dyed sheet of paper, because it's not bright white. I think this is coffee dyed. Again, this is another book page, and I just stuck Ray right on there. My ray of sunshine. And this one, this page and this pocket are both from an eco-friendly envelope. And I think I had actually written part of the address on the envelope, and I miswrote either the recipient's address or mine, and I didn't want to waste it, so I found a way to use it, and I turned it into some pockets. Again, this is more writing space. Another magazine page. I could take another photo if I want. This is our favorite beach in Spain, Puerto Sherry. It's not really a picture of the whole beach, but there's all these rocks and bluffs along the beach. So like this is looking slightly inland, and then the beach, of course, and water is over here. I liked this picture because you can, I don't know if it shows up in the video, but you can kind of see the moon right there. It probably doesn't show up on the video. Where's my camera? It's on this side. Let's see. Can you see that little tiny speck? That's the moon. Anyways, I liked how that came out. So I could put that there. This is the back side, I think, of the same page. I could put more pictures. This is a cathedral in, I need to label this before I forget. Where was this? I think this was in Lisbon. Yeah. I'm like 99% sure this was in Lisbon. Some more writing space that I need to fill up. Though this was our favorite brunch spot in Spain. It was also in Puerto, not far from that other beach. But the restaurant was TK3, right? If you turn just this way, there was a little restaurant right on the beach, and they had the best brunch, the best breakfast. They had English breakfasts, and oh my word, they had fruit bowls and oh yeah, this is the same church as this picture. This one, I liked that you could see this little cart thing. I think this was a car. Yeah, oh my gosh, there's a guy in there driving. It's a tiny car. But yeah, they had such good food. Oh my gosh, my mouth is watering just thinking about it. So now we're going into the second half of the signature. So you can see this is where it was sewn in. I could put another picture here, or I could take one of these tickets, and I could always, I'm not going to do this right now, but just to give you an example, I could, let's see, I could put some glue or double-sided tape on this side, and then fold this up so that the glue holds this down, and then you open it up and there's your ticket. I just need to fold it better so that it stays. Actually, I could tear that off, but for now I'm gonna fold it. Yeah, I like that. So glue, like I said, glue or double-sided tape to hold it down, and then you just fold it up, and then when you come back and you're flipping through and you're like, oh, what was this? You can open it up, and this was September from Nashville to Chicago. This was en route to Spain. September. I can't remember if this was, see, there's no year on this. It bugs me. I'll have to go back and look at my pictures, because I'm pretty sure when we moved to Spain, it was also in September. It was in September of 2020, and I'm pretty sure it was earlier in the month in September. And so I think a year later when I went back to visit home, it was, no, that was it. I thought that was in October. I can't remember. It was around that time. But yeah, I'm pretty sure this was from my trip when I came back home to visit family from Spain. So that's a good idea, putting that there. And then again, more writing space. I could put another photo. I don't want to cover all of that. I like how it kind of, the book page picture kind of frames this photo. This is Parque de Maria Luisa in Sevilla or Seville, Spain. So basically Maria Luisa Park. And you can see this building here is Plaza de España. Moving along. Oh, I love Zahara. This is Zahara de la Sierra. This is in southwestern Spain, about 45 minutes to an hour from where we lived. And the village of Zahara is, anyway, I'm not going to try to say it how they say it. The village of Zahara is up on a hill. It's very steep and it's very small, and it overlooks this, I'm pretty sure this is a man-made reservoir. It's not a lake, but you can't really see it in the picture because this is just a film instant print camera, but off in the distance, when you're there in person, you can look across and you can see some other villages on hills, other hills and mountains in the distance. I loved this town. We went there several times. It was just such a picturesque place. And this is Cadiz. Cadiz, am I saying it right? So the locals in southern Spain, they pronounce the Z as a TH. So they say Cadiz. But I couldn't bring myself to do it. I just felt like I had a lisp. So I say Cadiz. This is the cathedral. I think I have another. This picture is a little bit better. I don't know why I put this one in here. This one is, the exposure is better on this one. I might swap these out eventually. More writing space. I can write about how much we loved Cadiz, and we went there several times. It was only about 30 minutes from our house. I think I did intend for this to be glued down to be kind of a tuck spot. I need to apply some more glue. More writing. I can add either writing or stamps here to decorate that. Let's see, I could do some more tickets. Chicago, from Chicago to Madrid. When was that? See, this is also September. Oh, this goes with that other ticket. That one was Nashville to Chicago. This one is Chicago to Madrid on the same day. This must be that trip. It has to be. I can't think of another trip or journey when I took that route. So that can go there. I can throw in some of these tickets with some pictures. Oh, this was just a fun random, I didn't date it, but this was from our house. This was in our front yard. I just liked the way the clouds looked, and I think I was experimenting. This might have been my newer instant print camera, or I might have been just trying to use up this film with the color border. So yeah, I'll just throw in some of these tickets for now in this pocket. And again, I'll do some more embellishing here eventually. I'll put either a stamp or a sticker or something handmade. Actually, speaking of stamps, I was referring to rubber stamps, but these are some postage stamps that I had bought when we lived in Spain, and I never used them. I bought these. These are Euro, let me think, Euro World. I'm pretty sure these are stamps meant for use only within the EU. So I got these for some cards and postcards that I was going to send back to some friends in the UK, and I don't think I did. I may have, but I might have used some other stamps, and I never used these. So these are now decorations. So I'm actually gonna just throw this on right now. I think I wanna just, yeah, because I don't know when I'm gonna be in the EU again and sending postcards or letters within the EU. So now I have these for decorations. This is a handmade embellishment. I could have inked the edges. I should have. I could do that right now, but I won't. But this is just a folded up newspaper. And I folded it to make it look like a flower. And then I just took out a hole or circle punch from this same note card or thank you card that I used here and put that as the centerpiece on the flower. Oh my gosh, I have to explain myself here. So I love doing double exposure pictures, but they don't always turn out well. So that's why I wrote for this caption, "Photo is a dud, but he's a stud." I was trying to do a double exposure. These were the flowers my husband got me for Valentine's Day, as you can see. And so I wanted to do a double exposure of him with the flowers, but it didn't turn out very well. I should have done a profile shot of him because it just, I don't know, it just didn't turn out. It would have looked so much better if you could see like his side profile rather than just this straight on. I don't know, but I can't bring myself to throw them away because I still like them, even though, especially this one, I like it with the trees in the back. I can't throw them away because I'm a hoarder and I'm too sentimental to throw anything like that away. So again, I could do some more pictures. I could put this down where this is actually the end. So all of these, I mean, I probably won't leave all of these pictures and tickets and stuff in this one because this journal is quite small, and yeah, and this like pops out, so I won't put that there. I will eventually make another journal for different memories. So like these tickets from my solo trip to London, I'm actually going to make a separate journal just for that trip. And then I'll make another junk journal for our time in Spain from when we lived there. And so like all these Spain pictures, and I mean, I'll leave some of these in here, you know, the ones that are glued, but I might take some of these out and put them in our Spain journal. But that's that. Your focus determines your reality. That's one of my favorite Star Wars quotes. This is a flower that I just cut out and inked up with just a pen to darken the edges, and then I painted it with some blue glitter paint. I actually got this idea from one of my favorite junk journalers, Treasure Books. She has a video on using book pages for embellishments, and one of the ideas she shared was cutting out, what did she call them? Whimsical flowers, I think. So that's where I got that idea, and I liked how this turned out, so I used that for the cover design. Now this one is really fat and doesn't stay closed, and I didn't put a closure on it, but I could always clip it, use some decorative string or lace and just wrap it around. But I actually keep this on top of one of my bookcases with some cameras and other stuff just as a like a display, and it just stands there and stays open like that. So anyways, there's that. This was I hope all of that was on camera. I'm realizing now I was really close to the top of the frame. So yeah, this was my very first junk journal. I think I've come quite a ways from where I was with this, but I'm very proud of this one just because, you know, it was my first and I love the memories that it stores. So yeah, that's what a junk journal is. And like I said, stay tuned for my next video. I'm going to do a flip through of a macaroni box journal. It's a baseball themed journal that I made specifically for a recipient. I mean, I'm a baseball fan too, but I made it for my husband as a gift. So that will be coming on Thursday. Stay tuned for that, and I'll have some more crafting videos coming up. I'll be doing some videos on pockets, tucks, tags, all things embellishments, because I have let me see if I can safely show you this stack. This is only the tip of the iceberg of this stack, but these are all signatures to go into my first batch of junk journals that I'm going to sell. My stack is like this big. These are all just signatures to go into, I think, about 10 journals. So those will be going into my upcoming Etsy shop that I'm going to open closer to when those are done. Anyways, that's where I'm at right now, and I hope you guys are having a great start to your week. Thank you for tuning in. Again, stay tuned for my upcoming videos. I have a lot of stuff in the works, and I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give me a thumbs up and maybe share it. Anyways, yeah, have a great week, and I will catch you later.